Hey guys, this is Steve here, and we're going to be installing some light bars on the 2018 Polaris RZR Dynamix here. We're going to put a light bar down here in the bumper and a couple pods up here on the pillar. I'm going to show you how I install it, so let's get started. So here's our parts list here. Let's start with the, this is the 11-inch bar that's going to go in the bumper. The bumper is already prefabbed for a light bar, so it had to be an 11-inch. This is a MIC tuning single row bar. Next we have some budget, probably Chinese made light pods here. They're 6 LED, nothing super crazy, but we're just going to use them for flood purposes on the side. A couple pillar brackets. These are from 6K LED, I believe, off of Amazon. So these will mount right on the pillars like that, and then the light bar or the pods will go right onto there. We had to purchase those. Also got a MIC tuning wiring harness here. This wiring harness should work for what we need. Pretty simple. It comes with a switch. It's also split at the ends so that we can run both the pods and the light bar off of it. Comes with a switch here that should fit right into the Polaris RZR. First things first, we need to get the hood off here, and once we get the hood off, then we're going to unscrew a couple bolts so that we can get the dash loose. And once we have that, then we can start working underneath. So once you got the hood off there, you're going to have 2 bolts here on the top. Sorry for the dirtiness, we just went riding not too long ago. You can take these 2 out here. The Torx bit, not sure what size, but you'll figure it out. Take these 2 guys off. And once you have those completed, now what you can do is you can push, you'll be able to push this forward towards the back of the ride, and there's a couple snaps on the dash that'll come off. With the windshield on, at least this particular windshield, you're not able to, you can slide it back, but it's being held up by the wires. So once you're able to slide it back, you should be able to tilt it up, but with the windshield on, you can't do that. So we're gonna go ahead and remove the windshield real quick and move on from there. So what we're gonna do first here is we're gonna go ahead and install the light bar here in the bumper. This is a 50 caliber racing branded front bumper. And as you can see here, it comes with pre-made tabs already on the bumper so we can install the light bar. We switched out bolts that come with it. We went with regular hex bolt instead of an Allen wrench because there is no space in between these tabs here to be able to screw it in. But this should just slide right in. We got it already ready to go. We added a couple washers here so that it'll be nice and tight, but let's just take a look here, see if we can get this lined up. Yep, slides right in just like that. That'll give us a nice sleek and slim profile. All we gotta do is tighten that down and start running the wire. Just pull down on those tabs, pull forward and up. Next, what we're going to go ahead and do is install the brackets here for the pods onto the cage. You just use these existing bolts here that connect your cage. I would recommend doing one at a time. That way, if your cage is a little off at all, it doesn't separate. It can be kind of difficult to get it back together. So what we're going to do is we're going to undo the top bolt first. We're going to get this top one in and out of the way like that, retighten it, and then put undo the second one and run that second one in through. Alright, so what we're going to go ahead and do now is install the pod onto the new brackets here. It's pretty simple. We haven't fully tightened everything down quite yet. That way we can make adjustments as we go. We're going to run the bolt up from the bottom here, right in through the hole of the mounting bracket there. And then we just need to get this one nut on there and we'll be able to snug it up. Probably don't want to snug them up too much until you get a chance to plug everything in and check them out. Make sure they're pointing the right direction. So that should do it. We'll be able to pipe this guy down here on the side. There's a little slot here in the plastic that you'll be able to run the cables. We'll probably have this guy pointing out a little bit to the side like that. Make some finer adjustments and then tighten it up when it's time. Next step here is we're going to go ahead and install the light switch, or at least cut out for the switch. You can kind of see back in here, that is the back side of where the switches go. There's no exact cutting diagram. I thought there was a little something on the back side, but we're pretty sure that there's nothing around it, so we can go ahead and cut from the front side. Okay, so I think I'm gonna go ahead and install it in this first switch spot here, out of the 3. We're just gonna try it with a razor blade and see if we can get through. We might end up having to use a Dremel or something, but a nice sharp razor blade, and I think we should be able to get in there. Okay, so we got this cut out, maybe not the cleanest cut, and for this particular switch from Mick Tuning, you gotta go a little bit bigger than these preset cuts here, these lines, especially in the height, but we should be able to get this guy in now. And up and pushed right in. There we go, it should snap into place, and now we'll be able to plug everything in on the back side. So make sure you check your wiring harness, but this particular one from Mick Tuning, there's basically 3 ends here once you break it down. One end is going to be where you're getting your ground and your power from. You can always tell that by the fuse is going to be super close to that. Here's your relay here, box right off the power. Then this end here is going to plug into your switch. It's got several of them because it's got an LED for the off position and the on position, and of course running power. And of course the other end, which is kind of nice about this particular one from Mick Tuning, is it's already split at the end for power, so you can run 2 different devices off of that one end. So I think what we're going to do is we're actually going to be running one of these down to the bumper light bar, and the other one is going to get split yet again to go to the 2 pods. So Mick Tuning provides this wiring diagram here on how to wire it all up. We're just going to take a quick look here at the switch. So the upper 2 prongs on the switch, 8 and 7, are ground, so that'll be our blacks. The other 2 down here, 2 and 6, those are going to be our whites, that's for power. And the blue one is going to be for accessory, I believe. Yep. Alright, so the smart way to do this would be to plug these all in before running the switch through the actual dash, which the cable is nice. These guys actually have it to where you can do that easily. It disconnects from the rest of the loom, but we didn't do that, so we're going to show you the hard way. So black wire here, you know that these are the 2 grounds here at the top. I'm going to go ahead and plug those 2 in. Those are the grounds. Now the whites are power. That's this middle one. And the bottom right and accessory goes to the bottom left. All right, make sure they're all nice and snug and secure. Give them a little tug just to make sure. Yep, everything feels good. Okay, and so at least the newer razors, I'm not sure about older ones, but they make it pretty easy. There is a rubber grommet here to go through the firewall. All you gotta do is you can pop that baby out so that we can make a couple incisions in it, or at least one, to run the cable from the switch through the firewall to where the rest of the wiring goes. All right, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna take the other end coming off of the switch there. We're gonna go ahead and pipe it through here and in through the hole through the firewall. And then we can easily take this. This has got designated up and down. All this was on the inside, so we're gonna run this through. Just like that. And now you can secure the grommet back in the firewall there. What we're going to do is install the whole wiring loom. It's going to be up here in the main part here. We're going to run some of the wires. It's going to differ for your vehicle, so I'm not going to show you exactly how I do it. But basically what you want to do is just kind of follow some of the other wiring looms that are going through the factory ones. You can follow along with them, and that way you can attach to them. So we're going to start up front here. We're going to go through the fender well down here, and we're going to work our way down to the light bar here. We're not going to go through the grill. There is an opening right below where the grill mounts, and we're going to run the wires for the light bar right through that hole there. So once you get your wire ran through, we got the cable coming from the top underneath there all the way to the light bar. This particular wiring harness comes with a couple plugs. We're going to install those on the end of the light bar here so that we can plug it in. It wouldn't be a bad idea to go ahead and cover these with some electrical tape or something like that, just for some added protection. So now that we have the front bumper light bar installed, we're going to go ahead and start working on the pods. The wiring harness comes with two outputs. One went to the front bumper bar, and the other one's going to go to these guys. So we got to split it one more time so that we can hit both of them. I got a little bit of wire here. What we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and put those plugs together on here. That way they'll come into this one, and then we'll run the cables over to the other one. Now that we have that done, as I mentioned before, there's a slot right behind the cage here where you can run the cables. So what we're going to do is we're going to run this all down and through and pick it up in the fender well underneath. So you're not probably going to be able to see it very easily here, but we have run the wires down to the hood top there, and we got it's coming up underneath the fender here, and then we have the wires coming from the wiring harness. So now all we got to do is just attach those up underneath here. Okay, so what we're going to do now is go ahead and take off the connectors here for the accessory and the ground so that we can tap in our wiring harness into it. Alright, now we can take our harness here and we can tap in our power and ground. So we went ahead and made some quick modifications to the adapters on there. They were just too big, so we shortened them up, kind of cut them down just a little bit. So now we can rerun our bolts back on. It in snug, looks good. So technically, before we mount everything up, I think we're going to take this relay and we're probably just going to mount it right up in here. Somewhere like that. We'll probably just run a quick little screw through there. Coming up through. Plug the switch connector back in. Well, of course, zip tie all this and kind of bundle it up, put it in there. It's quite a bit of loom because, of course, it's probably meant to go a little bit further than we're going, but the RZR makes it pretty easy. Everything's kind of right up front. These wires will run over here to the other pod. I need to get some connectors for those, so right now we just kind of got them taped off so we don't have any issues. But let's give her a shot. Alright guys, thanks for watching. We tried to put this together real quick for you guys. I know it's nothing fancy or super hard, but there's not a ton of videos out there on how to do this. So if you like the video, please like it and subscribe. We do a lot of stuff on this channel, so look forward to doing some more.